He goes to the doctor in the next week or so, and the doctor will, great hand doctor Steve Shin, who we have great confidence in, and we'll get a prognosis. He's training now, doing everything except hitting the bag, and that'll come. And so what we're looking for is sometime in December or maybe in January, and we want to make a big title defense for him, and hopefully that'll lead to a showdown with Triple G.
I know it's kind of early in the promotion, but have you had any problems with any television networks to push this pay-per-view fight?
No. As a matter of fact, everybody has been very cooperative. We have deals with DirecTV, Dish Network, In Demand, which represents the cable companies. So no, it's a full lineup. It's great. Everybody is working the same because we've done it. I mean, we've done most of the work on the HBO fight. Now, what it means is when we do the shoulder program, we will do that, and we'll run it on Fox, we'll run it on Turner, we'll run it on ESPN. So people, the audience will even be bigger. And the one thing that I think makes the pay-per-view much more valuable is that there'll be no delay. See, on HBO fights, people can know they can wait a week and see a delay. So a lot of people say, well, if it's a really good fight, I'll wait a week and see it, and it won't cost me anything. But there won't be a delay.
What kind of numbers are you looking for in order to say this was good, I'm ready to do it again?
Well, I think the numbers we're looking for is whatever the fans come out. I mean, we're working with Manny on a percentage, so we're not going to get killed, and there's no reason. I think this show is going to do over 500,000 buys, which will be very, very good for everybody.
Thank you for your time.
Thanks.
Bob, I've heard rumors that Stephen A. Smith is going to be on the
There's
telecast.
no rumor. We announced it.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah. So to tell us about that, about him. How'd you get him
I
on
love Stephen A. Smith. He's very controversial. I disagree with a lot of things he said, but I like the way he says them, and I'm a big fan of his. And when we contacted his agents, Nick Khan at CAA, and he said he was available and wanted to do it, we jumped at the chance. We have an all-star team of announcing. We have Brian Kenny, who's the big announcer for Major League Baseball telecast. We have Chris Thomas, who does NFL Fox programming. And we have Tim Bradley, who has fought both of these guys. And then Christina Pancha will do the roving interviews.
It's definitely a great team. Tell us a little bit about the co-main event, Magdaleno versus Nonito Donaire.
People are really excited about that because they've seen Magdalena here, they've seen Donaire. Magdalena is up and coming. Donaire's been around for a while. It should be a terrific fight, and I talked a little bit before with Frank Espinoza. He has Magdalena in great shape, as far as his weight is concerned and everything. I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to all the fight. I mean, the Japanese boy that Oscar Valdez is fighting has something like 12 straight wins, all by knockout. Well, that says something. And Zhao Shiming, the pride of China, the two-time Olympic gold medalist, fights the number one contender from Thailand, or from Indonesia. And that should be a terrific fight. So, I think all in all, it's a very, very good card. Right before the domestic telecast, the international telecast, we'll have the gold medalist from Brazil, who's a terrific fighter, a 6-round fight, and a 4-round or 6-round fight with the Olympian from Honduras. So all in all, a really good card.
Top Rank seems to be very big on Oscar Valdez. He seems to be definitely a rising star in boxing. When do you think you'd be able to see him kind of maybe headline his own shows and start kind of being on that level?
Well, I think his next show. In other words, this was an opportunity to put him on. We were talking to the people in Tucson about putting him on as a headliner. Because of the lack of dates at HBO, we weren't able to do it. But we're making other arrangements, and if he comes through this fight, hopefully within the first couple of months next year, he'll headline his own show.
When do you think we'd be able to see him against some of the stars of the division, like Santa Cruz, Frampton, Selby?
Well, we're ready for them. We're ready for them, and I have a good relationship now with Al Heyman. And so, we'll be talking. I mean, I'd love to. Frampton would be great. Frampton's a terrific fighter. The other featherweights that Al has, very good names and good fighters. So I'm sure we're going to have him fight some of them next year.
We heard there was going to be an announcement for Lomachenko soon. What can you tell us what's going on with him?
Well, Lomachenko is going to fight November 26th, and we're going to announce his opponent, who's a great opponent, and the site tomorrow.
Oh, okay. Is it? It's going to be a headline on HBO or something like that?
It's the main event on HBO.
Right. I'd like to get your take on a big pound-for-pound fight coming up soon. Andre Ward versus Kovalev.
That's a good fight, Ward and Kovalev. I like Kovalev in that fight. I realize Andre Ward's a very good fighter. He could win, but the only way he's going to win, really, is to stink Kovalev out, But, and maybe he can do it. But if Ward wins, it's not going to be a really good fight to watch. If Kovalev wins, Kovalev's very exciting, a dynamic puncher, and so we'll see.
Well, what's your take on this whole Canelo Triple G situation? I mean,
my take is that Oscar's making a big mistake. Oscar, when he was a fighter, would fight anybody, and I had one top fighter after another. Now he's acting too protective for Canelo, and he's hiding Canelo from Triple G, and that's a mistake. I would have made that fight right away, because even if Canelo lost that fight, he would lose it valiantly, and he would not be any less popular than he is now, maybe more popular. So I can't understand why he's reluctant to make that fight.
How do you see that fight happening if it were to happen?
Who would win?
Yeah.
I think Triple G is just too strong for him, and would win, would knock him out. And the only way you're going to beat Triple G is to be a really good puncher who can move. Fast feet, fast hand. And while Canelo's hands are pretty fast, he's pretty slow on his feet. So that's not the kind of guy that can beat Golovkin.
Just want to talk about the main event real quick. Jesse Vargas has been looking very good lately. Pacquiao obviously said he was going to retire, came back. Do you feel at all that that kind of old adage in boxing, once you talking about retirement, you are retired already? Do you think we're going to see any kind of slip in Pacquiao in this fight?
Well, I think the real question is, can he train for a fight and be at his best when he's spending so much time as a senator? He's on committees, he's making speeches, and he runs in the morning and trains at night. That's going to be very difficult. And what people are forgetting is that Vargas is much, much better against a southpaw than he is against an orthodox fighter. So Manny, with the southpaw style, plays right into the strength of Vargas. That should be a terrific fight.
How much longer do you see Manny in the boxing game?
I don't know. Let's see if he can juggle 2 careers. If he can juggle 2 careers, he might be in for 2 or 3 years. If he can't, it's sayonara.
Well, hey, Bob, thank you so much for your time, buddy. Appreciate it, and thank you for putting on such great fight. Appreciate it.